I mean, is Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get this
in
sword.
2021. I mean,
What?
he plays some of the best third base in Major League Baseball. I don't even know what the fuck you guys are talking about, honestly.
$350 million to finish top 10 in MVP voting.
Well, no, that's pretty good.
Like, this is not even a fucking conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you rewind back to 21, 22, there's some good seasons in there. I mean,
That was only 4 years ago.
He was top 15 in MVP votes last year. Like,
It just keeps getting
what
worse.
are we talking
really,
about?
that's top 10. He didn't. His OPS is below 800. 3.2 WAR.
Ugh.
His OPS, I mean, it's at 797, and he was hurt half the year. I mean, I don't. OPS plus at 119. That's 20% average, better than average. I mean,
that's like Pete Alonso's OPS, dude. Whatever. Yeah, I would say Pete Alonso is not an MVP candidate. What's up? Good morning, everybody.
he also doesn't play the defense that Manny plays.
Hope you all had a nice Friday night. I had a good one. I went 2-1, and both my wins were plus money. Braves minus 1.5. I tried telling you guys, just an absolute beatdown. 10-0.
No one disagreed that the Braves were going to win. No one just wanted to pay that price.
I got it at plus 105, closed at minus 115. So it was a great price, in my opinion.
It wasn't.
Also, I got the Phillies, and I was in attendance. Awesome baseball game. Got to see a pitcher's duel between Yamamoto and Luzardo. We were talking about it. I think that was the most electric moment of Jesus Luzardo's career right there. That was awesome. In the seventh inning, he had two men on and then struck. I forget who he struck out, but struck somebody. I think it was Kike Hernandez. Struck him out to get out of the seventh inning. 7 shutout innings, 2 hits in front of a packed Philly crowd. The place is electric. For an April baseball game, that place is going crazy. That was cool to see. Yeah.
We want to address you wearing a Phillies hat?
Bro, I mean, come on. I'm not 20 years old anymore. It's more fun to root for the home team. I mean, come on. B, I had Phillies money line. Say less. And not to mention, what am I going to rock a Dodgers hat? It's not like I like the Dodgers. I don't like the Dodgers.
You should have walked in there with a Mets hat.
No, I mean, in my youth, but I mean, I used to do shit like that, but it's not worth it. Like, the confrontations are more awkward than anything now, where it's when I was in my 20s, sure, because I would get all hammered up and go in there and talk shit, but I'm not trying to get in confrontation. I'm in my 30s now. I'm not trying to get in confrontations like that, and these people are freaking crazy. They're like, this whole city is nuts.
Philly scum. I feel you.
Yeah, as soon as I put the hat on, my IQ dropped 12 points, and I immediately started to smell my own odor. I started even to smell worse. But all right, let's get into it. We got 15 baseball games. First, this is brought to you by Props.Cash. Today's episode is brought to you by Props.Cash. Stop guessing and start using data behind your bets. Props.Cash provides you with the insights that expert bettors rely on. Data, not intuition. Imagine knowing that Rudy Gobert has stayed under his rebound total of 11.5, 83% of his road games this year versus 44% of his home games. Rudy Gobert can't rebound on the road, apparently. Props.Cash allows you access to that kind of detailed historical performance data in seconds to help you make smarter bets. Use Props.Cash to identify outliers in player stats that stand out and can provide valuable betting opportunities. With Props.Cash, you can filter through games, players, and leagues to easily spot the highest hit rates. No more wasting time on irrelevant bets. Props.Cash provides you with daily results of how the previous trends performed. This isn't about celebrating wins or apologizing for losses. It's about giving you the data to make informed decisions without the hype. Sign up using the link in the description of this video and start using Props.Cash today. Promo code Kyle Kirms. And so, Helms says Jesus Luzardo was not a kid. Yeah, no shit. But he's been on Miami his whole career. That was an electric moment in front of a packed Philadelphia crowd. It's different, man. It's not the Marlins. I think that atmosphere might have been the most electric. I mean, the combination of the atmosphere and his performance. 7 shutout innings, 2 hits against the Dodgers in his first start in Philadelphia. That place was packed. It was going crazy. So I
also, do I feel old because the kid's 26 and I still think he's a kid?
Yeah, I mean he is. I mean he's still on the younger side.
He's a kid.
But Toast, is it crazy to say that was the most electric moment of his career?
No, I said that multiple times in the Discord last night. That was unbelievable. He was fantastic last night. I was more than happy to lose my Dodgers bet to that. That was,
and I'm telling you,
all you can do is give him a round of applause.
And fantastic. I'm telling you, I was there. That when he struck the guy out in the 7th inning to go 7, that place went fucking crazy.
Oh yeah.
Like, it was standing ovation from Philadelphia crowd, which is a lot different. Yeah, a lot different than a Miami Marlins crowd. Nothing against Miami Marlins, but like
especially there's like Philadelphia, San Diego, obviously New York, places like that there's like 40,000 people there every single night, and it's just different. It's just different.
Yep. All right, let's get into it. We got 15 games, and we're going to talk Final Four. First up, White Sox Tigers again with the afternoon start. Tigers -1.5 did hit yesterday. I didn't bet it. Thought about it. A lot of people are big on Reese Olson this season. He gets a home start against Davis Martin. I mean, I'll put up the same thing I put up yesterday. I don't think there's any reason to look over to the White Sox. It would only be Detroit -1.5 or pass for me.
Yep, same difference. Matter of fact, I actually am going to bet this, just a small bet, just because Reese Olson's been somewhat formidable, especially at home. Not to mention the fact that Detroit didn't use any of their major bullpen arms yesterday. So Tommy, Bo Brisk, all those guys still available, rested, ready to go. So again, I think there's going to be spots to bet on the White Sox at times, but just like the Nationals and we saw last night, you just cannot trust this bullpen at all. So even if they look somewhat decent the first 4, 5, 6 innings of this game, sooner or later the cookie's going to crumble for that bullpen. So Detroit -1.5 for me. I played it for a half unit at plus money, or -102 or some bullshit.
Trevor, any reason to take a stab on the White Sox here?
No. Nope. It would be Detroit -1.5 for the over for me. I can see Detroit getting 6 or 7 alone. Winds blowing out too. Here's your weather report. Winds blowing out to center, 10 miles an hour. It's only 47 degrees. So a little chilly, but I mean, Detroit we saw what they did yesterday. They can score a shit ton of runs. And if the White Sox will probably get 2 runs or something also. So I like the over. I like Detroit -1.5, but I would probably bet the over more than anything.
Let's move on to the next one, which is Houston, Minnesota. Bailey Ober. Is this his first home start of the year?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they've only played 1 home game, so it has to be.
Okay. All right, so Bailey Ober makes his home debut here of the season. Spencer Arrighetti +110. Oh, man. Tough one. I guess Astros at the +110. I'd probably be taking whoever's +110 in this type of matchup.
That's what I did. Yeah, Houston at +110 on Caesars for me. Don't understand the price, to be dead honest with you guys. I think any argument that you make about the Astros being bad, you can make that same argument about the Twins, regardless of how you feel about either team going forward. We also have Bailey Ober, who hasn't really looked, very good at all his last 7-8 starts. Can't speak to how he was in the spring. Don't really care. But we have that plus a Minnesota bullpen that's, it's okay, but it's not a whole bunch of guys that I trust unless we're in the very, very back end with Griffin and Jax personally. And then you have Houston over here with Spencer Arrighetti, who's been pretty damn good, especially starting to figure it out over his last 8 to 10 starts as well. He had 1 bad start in Cincinnati in that crazy small park. But besides that, he's been really, really good going on the road to Baltimore, on the road to Philadelphia, on the road to San Diego Padres, home starts against the Mets and Oakland, and was going 5, 6, 7 innings into those games and pitching extremely well. Do I love the Astros offense? Absolutely not. But this price is kind of ridiculous to me. Yeah, I played Houston at +110.
You actually bet this? I'm not going to bet it.
Yes, I bet that I have.
This feels like a coin flip, man. Bailey Ober could definitely deal here. Houston could definitely be held to 1 run in this game.
Yep, I agree.
So yeah, I agree that's like a coin flip. So plus 110 on a coin flip, sure, but I don't like it enough to bet it. Trev,
I do.
Yeah, I like the Astros here, and I like the team total over 3.5. Ober didn't look great his last one. Houston their offense is looking a little bit better, not much, but it's a windy day. Ober gave up a shit ton of hard contact. Not to mention the bullpen gives up a ton of fly ball contact here, and the wind's blowing out to right center about 13 miles an hour. I get it's a little chilly, but starting pitcher, bullpen giving up hard contact and a lot of fly balls. Something's bound to carry out here. So I like the team total over more than anything than a side in this game, to be honest. I think the Astros can easily get 4 or 5 runs in this one.
Trusting the Astros lineup against a righty against Bailey Ober.
I was just about to say that, except Bailey Ober, but that was like another thing that set me over the edge, especially last year. Really, Bailey Ober, very, very good versus lefty bats. I guess you could say average versus right-handed bats. Only 1 left-handed bat in the lineup today. That would be Yordan Alvarez. Everybody else is going to be a right-handed bat in that lineup. I love Houston today.
Yordan today.
Guy says last time they took the Astros, they got destroyed by the Giants. Guy sent 18 laughing emojis.
Nope. The last time I took the Astros, they played the Twins, and I won. Thank you.
Yeah, he's gone. Guy's sitting there complaining about baseball over and over again, and then
why are you here?
Why are you here? All right, let's move on to the next one. Padres on the road in Wrigley, one of Trevor's favorite places to hang out. He loves Wrigley. Big Wrigley guy.
Huge Wrigley guy.
Pivetta at plus 100. I think at first glance this looks like a gift with the Padres here at plus 100, but the Cubs are showing us something, and I guess people are big on Matt Boyd this year. Trev, you have any looks in this one?
No. At this price, I would back the Padres. This feels fine. Pivetta looked pretty damn good. I get it was he's not going to pitch like that again, but he looked pretty.
What?
Dude, he was lights out against Atlanta. Like lights out.
When's the last time that he pitched and he wasn't lights out? Go back through the game logs.
Pitching like that again?
Yeah, 6 2/3, 5 innings, no runs.
2 hits, 1 hit.
Baltimore. 4 and 5 hits, but yeah, 6-7 innings. I wouldn't sleep on Nasty Nick.
Someone called the Padres a gift horse here.
Oh, a gift horse spot. Oh, you can't fit a gift horse spot. But wind's blowing in. I kind of like the Padres here, but I like the under more than anything. Wind's blowing in. You got Pivetta on the bump. Matt Boyd, don't hate him. He's pretty solid. Yeah, he's pretty solid. He is a candidate for getting absolutely shelled at times, I think, this year. But I don't know about this spot. Wind's blowing in at Wrigley. We saw what happened yesterday. 4 runs. Padres lost. I hate to see it, but I think today Padres can get it done. But I like the under more than anything in this game, under 7. I think it's going to be another 3-2, 3-1 type of game here today, especially with all that wind coming in from Wrigley. Swirls, and we're in Wrigley, so give me the under.
Swirls in Wrigley. I thought San Francisco was the Swirls. Are there also swirls in Wrigley?
Very similar to the Swirls. Yes, very similar.
Wow. Let me pull up the bullpen situation here with these teams. Are you taking the plus 100? The Padres have looked great to start the season. Plus 100 with.
Yeah, I don't even think they looked bad yesterday. I think they easily could have won that game. I think Chicago didn't do anything offensively. It was all aided, but
Presley threw 30. Presley went 33 pitches yesterday. Yeah, Padres have the bullpen advantage. What am I missing here? Shouldn't this be flipped? Shouldn't the Padres be laying minus 120?
No, not with them being on the road, and Matthew Boyd's been almost unhittable as well.
Oh, okay, that's the part I'm missing. Has he been really good?
Yeah, he was very, very good last year. He's, again, I know that I've said this a lot, but this is like the first couple of weeks, but he's one of those pitchers on the list of guys that
nobody really knows about that's like mowing lineups down every time he goes out there right now. So very, very good. What he did in Arizona was extremely impressive to start the year with 5 innings, 4 hits as a left-hander against that Arizona lineup. That is extremely impressive. So did have 3 walks only and 5 strikeouts. So maybe the command's not there. That's going to be the issue with him is if his command's there. But if his command is on, he is extremely good. He's finally he's figured something out. I don't know what it is, but he's figured something out. I really want to take the Padres too. There's certain places that I don't like to bet them in. Cold, dark places like Chicago is not a place I like them. So you can put the Padres up for me. I do trust Nick Pivetta in a spot like this in Wrigley and cold weather because he's pitched in Boston and stuff. So I don't really worry about that. But I don't really put too much stock in the Cubs not having Presley available. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. But I agree that there's probably an advantage for the Padres later on in the bullpen. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why they're. To be honest, I don't know why they're plus money. I feel like this game should be minus 110 because everybody's just going to play the under anyway. So I guess I don't know. Maybe
everyone's playing the Padres.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't know why they're plus 100. I feel like all I've seen is unders all day. I don't want anything to do with this game.
I'll put an under up with Trevor. I'm not betting this game either.
Oh, I'm betting the under.
At 7. You know what? My only loss yesterday was the under in Seattle, San Francisco. Wasn't even close.
Unreal.
How does that game like a shootout? How does that even happen in that ballpark?
I guess it was day wind blowing out, but still, how do you give up 9 to the freaking Mariners?
Oh, buddy.
Holy
Justin
shit.
Verlander sucks.
Washed. What's he like, 42 now? 43?
I don't know, but
He's up there.
HGH dried up.
That was concerning yesterday.
Yankees.
I don't know how you get shelled like that when you have Kate Upton at home. Just blows my mind.
Yankees on the road in Pittsburgh. Bailey Falter, a lefty. Spreadsheets are going to be up and running this weekend, so I won't have to ask Toast this anymore. But have the Yankees seen any lefties so far this year?
This year, you're talking about just starters, correctly? Obviously.
Yeah.
Just one, if you remember who that was.
I probably could if it wasn't 11 in the morning.
4 pitches.
Oh,
4.
wow.
So that is the only one so far this year. I
know you're kind of big on Bailey Falter this year.
I mean, I wouldn't say big. I do think that he's better than people give him credit for. I'm just not ready to throw in the towel. He's one of those guys that has gotten better over the last couple of years. So just something to monitor for me. Facing this Yankees offense is a completely different situation. I will say that, but I don't know. I felt like the Yankees were super cheap yesterday. This Yankees team it should be free again today. It would be only Yankees minus 1.5 for me. This team can absolutely destroy left-handed pitching. This team can destroy right-handed pitching. I mean, Aaron Judge, Peraza's got really good numbers against left-handed pitching. Again, Goldschmidt, again, not that he's the same Goldschmidt as he was before, but again, another guy that can really handle left-handed pitching. Bellinger, another guy that can handle left-handed pitching. So, again, is there some guys like Volpe and Austin Wells that can't touch left-handed pitching? Obviously, yes. But again, this is the Pirates bullpen and whatnot. So as much as I would love to come on here and try to figure out a way to bet the Pirates to fade the Yankees because Marcus Stroman is on the mound. But at the same time, I can't get there. I actually think that Marcus Stroman could actually pitch somewhat decent here today and then get himself traded and everybody's happy. So it's only Yankees minus 1.5 for me. Like I said, I wish I could get to the Pirates. I just can't do it.
Well, I can't get to the Pirates. I do say 9.5 feels a little high. Can I get a weather report, Trevor?
You got it. We have wind blowing out to left field. Drizzle. Precipitation percentage 36 and 28.
How much wind? How much wind?
Oh, buddy, we got 12.5 mile an hour wind
blowing out to left field.
To a field. Yeah.
Judge home runs probably free.
Yeah, plus 160.
Is it plus 160?
I don't know. It's probably something like that.
No, that's what it was. That's what it was yesterday.
My God, plus 160 for Judge to hit a homer, and I'd probably still.
Sorry, plus 195. That's plus EV. That's plus EV.
A little steep.
Dude, 195 is like the super high level
against
like,
Bailey.
It's like 170s.
Against Bailey Falter with the wind blowing out to left field. dude. It's like a pop fly's going out for Judge.
Well, it's not just the wind. It's 75 degrees. So now you're getting to that point where the pressure is getting low, so the ball's going to fly.
No one gives a shit about pressure, dude.
I'm just telling you right now, it's a really good spot for the ball to fly.
It's a barometric pressure.
So yeah, I'm not putting up under then. Trev, what do you think?
Yeah, Yankees 1.5. I was going to take the team total, but you got to lay some juice for over 5.5. I don't want to do that. So Yankees -1.5. I'll play it. It's -110. It's fucking Bailey Falter versus the Yankees, like, and the Pittsburgh bullpen, and Yankees get all 9 at bats. So I'll go down with the ship. If they lose or win by 1, so be it. But this is going to be, I feel like, a repeat of yesterday, like a 9-4 game, something like that.
Yeah, I'm playing the over 9.5. Fuck this.
Dude, with Stroman might deal.
That's okay. The Yankees might score 50.
Then take the Yankees team total over.
Yeah. You could probably find like an even money or a little bit of plus money somewhere for the over 5.5. I see -106, and I don't want to lay a little juice for over 5.5, but I'll play that -110, no problem.
D-backs Nats.
Another really cheap price on Arizona.
They almost lost yesterday. They were down.
Still covered the run line.
No, I know they won and covered.
Yeah, crazy.
I almost bet the Nationals too. I like the Nationals yesterday. I saw they were winning for first 5 or 6 innings. They were up 3-2.
That was one of my best passes yesterday. Thank God.
Oh, I mean, you would have won, dude.
No, I wouldn't have, because I would have bet the Nationals.
Oh, you said Arizona or pass on the show.
I know, but it's because they're the better team, and Washington has the worst bullpen in the league. But I really wanted to bet Washington.
Nats first 5 plus the half would have covered though.
There, sure would have.
Were they tied?
Too bad it's not on your list. So you're still 0-2.
Trev, you like anything here?
Rodriguez was fine. I know he gave up some runs to the Cubs, but the Cubs lineup is way better than this Nats lineup, I think. I think the Nats lineup has a lot of good pieces, a lot of young guys, but they don't look incredible right now. Arizona looks great. Weather report coming in. Winds blowing out to center field, 7 miles an hour. 77 degrees also. Mitchell Parker, really, I don't mind him. I think he's all right. He's pretty solid, but Eduardo Rodriguez, not sure I trust him a whole lot. He's good, but not that great. When you wear those pants, like, he looks like that dog meme where they put the skinny jeans on the dog when he's leaning up against something. He looks like that guy, and I just can't get it out of my head. So I like the over here. I think Diamondbacks should be able to score some runs, and Nationals should be able to get some runs off Rodriguez here. And this price is really low. Really, really cheap. So I like the over. I think we're going to get some runs here, but I have nothing for this game.
Eduardo Rodriguez put up some decent numbers, like okay, against the Cubs in the opener, or his opener, I should say. And that's bullpen. The Snakes bullpen in a little bit of a situation here. I very seriously doubt we're going to see A.J. Puck. He's pitched 3 of the last 4 and 21 pitches last night. Justin Martinez is probably available. He only threw 15 last night. So they're going to have Justin Martinez, Thompson, Manaply. Probably not going to see Shelby Miller. So Arizona,
they won't use Justin Martinez back-to-back days.
They won't? Why?
No. Because he's young and throws 100 miles an hour. Not worth it. I'm just telling you.
Well, if there's no Washington if there's no Justin Martinez, who's coming out of the bullpen for Arizona?
Bingo. Mantiply, Shelby Miller's down probably as well. So you're looking at like Ryan Thompson, Mantiply, and Jarvis to close this game out. Give me the Nats. Nats on the money line. Mitchell, not to mention the fact Arizona's not going to have Ketel Marte. He was hurt yesterday. So that's just going to add a guy like Garrett Hampson into the lineup, who's obviously a completely different player than Ketel Marte, obviously. I just think that this Arizona lineup is starting to dwindle a little bit now. I get that Mitchell Parker. I get that Randall Grichuk can hit left-handed pitching and Mitchell Parker's a left-handed bat. But at the same time, this Arizona team is a lot scarier when they have everybody available and all their bullpen and whatnot. When you take Marte out of that lineup, that's a big piece that hits left-handed hitting. They're much scarier team versus right-handed pitching. So I think that we have a pretty decent advantage here. Am I worried a little bit about the Nats bullpen? yes, they are terrible. Absolutely. There's no question about that. But they are rested and ready to go. All the major bullpen arms should be ready to go. So I will take my chances. I also think this number is extremely short. This number was short with Arizona yesterday, and everybody got Arizona for free, as we just talked about. They covered. I don't think that happens here today. I think Mitchell Parker pitches well. And the Nats finally score some runs. Also, the fact that the Nats have a couple guys, Dylan Cruz being one of them, that like their expected WOBA and their WOBA is like 200-300 points, maybe not 300, but 250 points different. So sooner or later, there's going to be some luck that goes their Washington hitters' way. So I think that a little bit of that comes here today. So yeah, I'm on Washington. I'm on the Washington money line.
I totally forgot Marte got hurt. I just drafted him 3 days ago in my fantasy league, so that's great.
I like 90% of what you said.
Thank you.
Not having Marte in the lineup is huge, especially when there's a lefty pitching. The Arizona bullpen taxed. I'm with all of that. The part that's holding me up is Washington hitting a lefty. There's so many lefties in the Nats lineup. Abrams, James Wood, Lowe, Louis Garcia. There's going to be 4 lefties in the lineup. I don't even think Eduardo Rodriguez is very good anymore, but he might be able to deal here. I think like first 5 under might be the play here. What can I get that at? I think that's the play. I think Trevor might like still get his over, but he said he didn't bet it because the bullpens are a mess here. The Nationals bullpen sucks, and the Diamondbacks bullpen is severely taxed. So maybe live bet the over, but
you can get a 5.
I can get a 5 right now. I'm betting that, dude. I'm betting that right now. There's 5 under 5. Eduardo Rodriguez against 4 lefties in the lineup. He never sees that. And Mitchell Parker against an Arizona lineup without Ketel Marte. It's perfect for both starters to pitch well. I like that. I'm going to go first 5 under, and then where's innings props? I don't bet on this book very often, but that's where the best price is.
I know. Yeah, it's like in baseball, you have to like train yourself to know where everything is the first month of the season again.
I know. Bet 365 only has 4.5 innings.
4.5.
I'll take it.
That's weird.
No.
There's a 5 on MGM.
All right, I'll just bet it there. I'll pay the extra 5 cents because that sportsbook is weird. 1 second. Sorry to hold the show up. I just want to bet this. I don't have any MLB bets, so I'm looking for something. Diamondbacks Nationals. Innings.
First 4.5 under.
Yeah, I remember that from last year, too. First 5 innings, total runs. Under 5, minus 125. I'm in. Sorry to hold this.
Did you get in 5 with and you only have to worry about the Nationals hitting at the bottom of the 5th? It's not.
Yeah,
bad.
but I don't even know what the hell kind of market that is. And it wasn't 5; it was 4.5 now.
Very weird.
All right.
I guess don't bet home team first 5 on that book. I think it's 4 innings of at bats.
So I'm on.
Oh shit.
First 5 under 5. Boom. I'm in. I just paid like minus 120, minus 125 for this. All right. Let's move on to the next game.
Oh my God.
Dodgers Phillies. This would be another great game to be at. Last night's was electric.
Yeah. This would be a good one too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think last night's would be a little bit better because it's national TV, Apple TV.
I hate Apple TV. I hate Apple TV.
Why?
Yeah, what's wrong with
I
that?
have to go to pirated site to go watch these Apple TV games. I'm not paying for freaking Apple Plus. Not to mention the sideline reporters looks dumb as hell with those.
You don't have an Apple TV like a Roku thing?
Yeah, but don't you have to pay for the service, the Apple TV Plus thing?
I don't know. Maybe
it's $10, Trevor.
I was gonna say if I pay for it, it's yeah.
I've got a TV with an internet browser built in, so I can just go over to I can just go find a site.
Just navigate past all your pornography to get to the pirated streaming site.
Yeah, my TV's incredibly slow. I don't understand.
Let me do picture-in-picture.
Toast, what do you like in this pick 'em here? Can the Phillies get them back to back?
As soon as you sent me the text message that you sent me last night, I bet the Dodgers on the money line. As soon as last night, as you sent, he's out. I was like, oh, Dodgers money line.
No, I said he's. Oh yeah, I was kind of blasted last night.
Oh, I know. That's why it made me so excited. I was so happy about it. I was so happy.
I fucked the text up. Now I got to look at it.
No, it was. You said hour, and then you fixed it. It wasn't bad. I was happy that you were excited about being at a baseball game. It made me feel good as your friend.
No, it was just it was a climactic ending.
I know, but you never go out and do that stuff, so it was dope for me to see that. I was happy for you as a friend. That's all.
I'll do fun stuff when I have 1 million subscribers. Until then, the job's not done.
I think I'm going to come, instead of going to the Padres games, because I can't find a babysitter, I think I'm going to come later in May for Dodgers Mets. I would expect you to be there for that.
In May, anyway, I can make it work.
Anyway, it's late May.
I agree with your pick here, by the way, with Dodgers.
Yeah. I bet the Dodgers last night, plus 106. They're minus 110 now. I don't love it as much at plus money, but for me, it was obviously, you guys know, I bet the Dodgers essentially every day until like the later part of the season. But getting this Dodgers team at plus 106, I felt was a little bit of a huge overreaction, not only to Philly playing well last night, I will give them that, but I also think that people are seeing what they've seen from Roki Sasaki and think that that's what they're going to continue to get. Is there a very good chance that he comes out here and gets absolutely throttled by this Philadelphia and eaten up by this Philadelphia city? There's no question. Everybody in Philadelphia is going to know that he was crying on the bench last night or the other night and all that good stuff. Like, they're going to let him hear it, but he's also been in a lot of these big situations in his life before, maybe not in Major League Baseball, but in the World Baseball Classic and over in Asia and stuff. So I don't really worry about that too much. And we're getting a Dodger team that just kind of lost a game that they probably could have won last night. They got absolutely shut out. I mean, how often are you going to see the Dodgers bats get shut out like that? Not to mention now there's a right-handed pitcher on the mound, which gives all the guys, the lower level guys in the Dodgers lineup, a much better chance to get hits because against lefties, it's really not the same. On top of that, Aaron Nola has really bad history against this Dodgers lineup. On top of that, I don't really trust this Phillies bullpen. So there's just so many little things here that makes me want to bet the Dodgers. Well, it made me want to bet the Dodgers even more. So, yeah, I bet the Dodgers on the money line. I actually didn't lay the minus 1.5, but yeah, I did play the Dodgers on the money line. Tanner Scott, Blake Triton, Alan Vesia, Anthony Banda, none of those guys worked last night for the Dodgers as well. So, yeah, I feel like there's just a lot of advantages for the Dodgers here in this game. Not to mention the Phillies bullpen. They might have Alvarado back, but they're not going to have Romano. They're not going to have Strom. So it's going to be like Alvarado, Kerkering, and then maybe Tanner Banks or whatever, depending on Nola, how Nola pitches. I just think that's all advantage Dodgers in this one.
I agree. And my bet on the Phillies last night was not a bet on, because I think that the last night's game may have tricked the market into thinking the Phillies are on the Dodgers level. I don't think they're on the Dodgers level as terms of just overall talent. I just like the spot for the Phillies, the big game at home in front of the home crowd, Luzardo making his first start, and also the Dodgers seeing a lefty. If a team's like hot or cold and then sees righties and then switches over to a lefty, sometimes you can catch them off guard. I mean, I was more betting like a cool spot. Plus, I was going to the game. By no means was I saying I think the Phillies are up on the top of the NL with the Dodgers. So I think it's a good – I'm going to bet this with you, Toast. I'm in. Let me refresh the page so I can get the best odds. Trevor, you with us on the Dodgers here?
Nope, Phillies. I might play I'm going to play the Phillies the first 5 minus the half plus 115. Sasaki is what he's got, like 9 walks in 4.2 innings here, only 5 strikeouts. You know, and especially being in Philly, like this environment's gonna be crazy. He's gonna be, I think, a little overwhelmed. Like he's still getting his feet under him here in the majors. I agree with you. You know, late game, I think the Dodgers figure something out here. But you're giving me Aaron Nola at home versus Roki Sasaki, making his 3rd start, and he has not been sharp his first 2. I will take Philly. I think they get to a hot start here. And, you know, maybe the Dodgers pull it out late, but if I had to bet a side, it would be Philly full game here. But I like Philly at home. Huge game against the Dodgers. That place is not going to be short on energy to fuel that place. And not to mention, you know, Sasaki's been not great. Phillies also, I just had this pulled up here. They are, since last Sunday, they're they got an 11% walk rate. So that's ninth against righties in the majors in this week. 112 plate appearances, so small sample size, but still, they're getting on base. They're walking, and I don't think Sasaki's going to really deal and shut them down. So I like the Phillies here. Wind is blowing in from right field about 7 miles an hour, 5 miles an hour or so. So not a whole lot, but still a little something there. So I like the Phillies. Maybe the bullpen, doesn't hold it down, but I'm just going to fade Sasaki here for a little bit until he finally shows me that he's ready and starts dealing in the majors.
I got a minus 108 that I just placed. So something to keep in mind when there's not that Freddie Freeman would make a huge difference in what I'm about to say. The Dodgers lineup against a lefty is interesting.
Well, that's why I tried to make that point earlier when I said that is that Dodgers versus a righty is a little bit better for all those main guys that you don't know their names or. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a stark difference. I mean, it's almost they're as a team, it's like 900 OPS ish. As a team versus lefties, it's like barely 700. Matter of fact, I don't even think it's 680.
Bro, like last night I wasn't even thinking about it. It's the Dodgers. They're loaded, and then they put the lineups up on the board, and it's like that's the Dodgers lineup. Tommy Edmonds in the 2-hole. Like this is
Tommy Edmonds been a monster.
No, I know. I'm just saying this is the Dodgers. That's the most important piece in this lineup right here.
No, I agree with what you say as far as
it doesn't look as threatening against lefty.
Exactly. It's a completely different thing mentally when you don't see Ohtani, Betts, Freeman. That's like a huge thing. So when you add somebody like a Tommy Edman, regardless if we all know that Tommy Edman's been playing well, it's still not the nightmare that is the Dodgers.
And now you got now the Phillies have a righty. You got Conforto now becomes a more dangerous piece, and I don't know. I just think that the Dodgers lineup against a righty is a lot more quote unquote Dodgery than the Dodgers lineup against a lefty right now.
100% agree with
I actually might be down to fade the Dodgers against a lefties in the near future.
I was gonna say I think that's gonna be a really good spot is to like an up and comer lefty at a big plus price. Yeah,
they couldn't touch Luzardo. Yeah. Anyway, Palante against Richard Fitz in Fenway against Boston. You think Boston can pull this one out in the yard?
I don't know. Man. I don't know, man. I'm just really I think my issue is that I'm a lot higher on Mr. Andre Palante than a lot of people are, so that's kind of throwing me off here.
He had his moments last year.
Yeah, and I think that he kind of started and he was kind of decent in 2023 as well. I think that I was really impressed with what I've seen for him lately. I don't know if I can necessarily trust him the same on the road, especially in this Boston environment when we see that this Boston team's starting to kind of click up a little bit here. So, yeah, and not to mention the fact that Boston only has 1, 2, 3 left-handed batters in that lineup, and Palante really struggles with righty bats. Really good really dominant against lefty bats. So, again, if you're trying to get to St. Louis, I would wish there was a little bit more lefty bats in that Boston offense. I just don't really know enough about Dick Fitz to really make a decision on him. So, yeah, I guess you can put up the Cardinals for me. I will not be betting this game. I think this is one to really pay attention to and watch, though, if you're trying to get an idea of what's going on going further, especially with Dick Fitz here. But you can put up the Cardinals for me. I won't be betting it, though.
Yeah, this is a straight pass for me. I don't know. Trev, what do you think?
I kind of like Boston here. I like the under, though. It's going to be raining. Wind's blowing to left a little bit here. So no wind blowing out. But I liked what I saw from Dick Fitz against the Rangers. Obviously, like late was at the 6th inning or something. He gave up those runs. But excuse me. Other than that, he looks pretty good. Cardinals and Boston offense has been really, really good lately. I get it. But it's going to be raining. There might be a delay at some point in this game. So I think, the what's the word I'm looking for?
You good?
My brain shut off. What is what the fuck? I can't think of it. I like the under. I think there could be issues here, with the delay and then teams coming back and just not, not keeping the energy. The mode. I don't even know the word. I just like the under. I'm not going to bet this game, but I like the under.
Well said.
Dude,
I feel like we're in the water boy with LT, and he's like, and that brings me to the next point. Don't smoke crack.
Waterboy, great movie.
Dude, this is gonna bug me. I can't think of this word.
Compliments of Captain Insano. It's pretty cute, kid. How old are you? 10, 11? I'm 31 years old. Whoa. This says Baltimore, Boston.
Uh-oh.
It's supposed to be Baltimore, Kansas City.
The Orioles are a fucking disgrace.
Dude, the Orioles are not looking good so far.
All right. This is supposed to be Kansas City for everyone watching. I'm going to put something up here to let everyone know that this is Kansas City minus 117. All right, go ahead, Toast.
I don't really know what to do with this game, if I'm being dead honest with you guys. I don't really know what to think of Seguno, or however the hell you say this freaking 40-year-old version's last name. I don't really care at this point. I don't even know what to I honestly just don't know what to think of this Baltimore team. You can put up Kansas City for me, but I'm not betting this game. I honestly want nothing to do with this game. I don't know what to think of I just don't know what to think of Baltimore. I'll just be out there. Like, I don't know. Is their bullpen good? No, I don't know. I don't think so. Their offense can look decent at times, but again, I don't really trust anybody in that lineup to go out there and get hits for me. The only guy that I'm somewhat liking is Heston Kjerstad. I mean, Jackson Holiday is an automatic out at the bottom of that lineup. I mean, you got Cedric Mullins, feels like he's carrying the team offensively, and I get that Gunnar Henderson's coming back, but it's been pretty bleak. And Michael Wacha is a pretty solid vet that's been pitching well for a while now. So, again, I just don't know what to expect from Michael Wacha. You can put up the Royals for me. I'm not betting it, but I just don't understand. I just don't know what to think of. I will say that Eckridge and Harvey have both worked 2 of the last 3 days, so they might not be available for Kansas City. So maybe there's a little bit of an advantage there. Baltimore's bullpen's ready to go. But if I could get to Baltimore, trust me, I would. Maybe it's because I took a loss there yesterday, but I just can't do it.
Trevor?
I like the under in this game. We got some crazy wind coming in. 16 miles an hour in from left field. It's going to be 45 degrees. Seguno hasn't looked great here, but I don't think Casey's offense has really been incredible either. They scored 6-7 runs in the bottom of the 8th last night. Do it again. But I think the under's the play here. Wacha at home was really, really good last year. This Baltimore offense has kind of looked a little mess so far this year for Baltimore standards from what we've grown to know from lately here. And both bullpens, KC does give up a little bit of hard contact, but the wind's blowing in from right field in 17 miles an hour. It's going to be breezy, 46 degrees, 45. So I like the under here. I think this is going to be a 4-2, 3-2 type of game. So I'll take the under, no problem here in this one. If they happen to just explode and score a lot of runs, putting balls in play today, so be it. But I think we're gonna see a kind of ugly offensive game from both sides.
Let's move on to the next one where the graphics are correct. Tampa on the road to Texas. I went to the game last night with my good friend from high school, who's a diehard Texas Rangers fan. He is concerned about the bullpen this year. He was very vocal about that.
Makes sense.
I think it's a valid concern because Chris Martin sucks. There's no more Leclerc. There's no more they had Robertson last year. They lost all the main pieces from last year's bullpen is gone here for Texas.
He should be pretty happy though that they got that they've been pitching really well. That should be a huge thing for them. So
yeah, he bet him last night.
What's that?
Yeah, I say he bet him last night. They won 5-2. Rangers take this one as well with DeGrom on the mound.
Same bet for me as I did last time when DeGrom's on the mound. Rangers first 5 on the run line, minus 125. Yeah, I thought I really liked what I saw from DeGrom the first time out. I don't think that we're going to continue to get him at these prices as the season continues on. Excuse me. Not really the biggest Taj Bradley fan. I think that he has a lot of talent. I think that sooner or later he's going to figure it out, but I just don't think that it's going to be here today. Not to mention the fact that Texas has seen him a lot. I mean, I know that he's only been around for a couple years, but Texas has seen him a lot. They saw him last year and the year before. He was decent against them. I'm not trying to make a case that he's been throttled or anything like that, but I do think that this Texas offense is a little bit better than what they have shown. I know that those 1-0 wins against Cincinnati aren't really impressive, but the bats kind of looked alive a little bit yesterday. Not to mention the fact that I do think that guys like Corey Seager and stuff are going to start turning it on sooner or later. It's only a matter of time with them. And the reason that I am not playing the full game is that exactly what Sauce mentioned, that Texas bullpen taxed among Bolivian. Jackson, Martin, Garcia, that's their top 3 arms, all 2 of the last 3 days. So I don't really know who's going to be closing the game for Texas, but I do like the bats against Bradley, and I do like DeGrom against Tampa Bay. So first 5 on the run line for me. I'm going to continue to bet DeGrom as much as I possibly can. I'm going to do that.
Kind of makes you want to bet Tampa with the current situation there with the Texas bullpen. I mean, the question is, what's the score going to be in the 5th inning? Is it going to be 4-0? Is the game going to be out of reach? And Toast, I don't know. I kind of like Taj Bradley. I think he's pretty good. What do you think, Trev?
Yeah, I kind of like Taj Bradley too. Not to mention, out of all the starters today, he's got the lowest xFIP on the board. He's got 135 xFIP. That's best of all pitchers.
One start, it's kind of crazy.
I know it is, but still, regardless, he's still dealt, and he looked pretty good, and the numbers kind of backed it up that wasn't like kind of a fluke performance. Texas offense hasn't looked great. They haven't been incredible. I know they put up like 4 or 5 runs last night, but I just don't think they're going to do that against Bradley. I like the first 5 under 3.5. It's plus money, and you get DeGrom and Taj here, but I'm going to play DeGrom under 16.5 outs, minus 140. They're not trying to spend him. They're not trying to make him go overboard, especially with his injury history, and they finally have him healthy. I think he goes a solid 5 innings, and they pull him and go to the bullpen. I know the bullpen used 4 arms yesterday, but Garcia, Jackson, and Martin all threw like 11 or 12 pitches. They can go back-to-back here. Armstrong won't be available, but everybody else will be fine. I think Tampa's a little feisty. They don't strike out either, so I think they can make DeGrom work a little bit here. Run that pitch count up a little bit, not giving a bunch of free swings and misses. But I don't think they're
under 15.5 outs.
16.5.
Oh yeah, that's probably a good bet. They're not taking them late into the game, especially at this point in the season.
Yeah, it's April 5th. They're not going to spend him, especially since they finally have him healthy. They're going to try to keep it that way. So I think he goes a solid 5 innings. I think Toast is probably right. You play that 5, and then Tampa might find a way to get it done late. But I like the under outs and the first 5 under. I think it's going to be a little bit of a pitcher's duel, and both of these offense kind of struggle at points too. So that's how I'm going to play it.
I'm going to put up Rays, but I'm not betting it. If the Rangers are up 2-0 in the 4th, if you can get a real big plus price on the Rays and find a way to fade the Rangers bullpen at a more lucrative number, might be something I'm interested in. I'd like to see like a 4-1 Rangers game after 5. Give me the Rays plus 3.5 live at a good price.
Yeah, that comment, Kurt. Why didn't you do the 9 beer 9 dog challenge last night at the Phillies game? The 999 challenge or whatever the hell.
I'm in my 30s. I can't be doing that shit.
Yeah, you can. It's Friday.
My body can't handle shit like that. Like, I don't feel well this morning, and I drank maybe 8 beers during the whole thing.
8 beers?
Yeah, well, over the course of like 5 hours, though. Not like
Jesus Christ. How much was that? $300?
We were crushing them in the parking lot in a cooler.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wasn't sorry. I guess I wasn't saying 8 to like you drinking 8 beers. I was thinking $30 a piece.
No. Not all of them were in the stadium.
Toast is a dad. He's like, holy, you paid that for beer?
No,
I don't.
I've been even before I was a dad. I don't drink liquor, so I think it's the most overpriced thing in the world.
Yeah,
especially at a ball game. Yeah,
but I mean, but the point is like I don't really feel well this morning, and I didn't like. I drank 8 beers over the course of 5 hours. That's not like heavy drinking. That's like I should feel fine. My body doesn't handle that shit like it used to. And then I had this nasty ass like, nah, I don't do that. I can't do it.
I'm not even gonna tell you the beer numbers for me last night.
I could see it in your face, bro. Well, we don't even need to have a discussion about this next one. It's the Can Man. He pitches better at home. This is the rejuvenation in his career that we've been waiting for, that he's been waiting for. Tried to tell you guys yesterday to bet the Mets. They handled this Toronto team. This Toronto team's not good. Chris Bassett sucks on the road. The Mets are going to tattoo his ass. 8-0 final score.
God damn it! Copy and paste, because I feel the same way. I don't want to use all the same words that Kyle used, but keep the show moving. I feel the exact same way. Griffin Canning, I mean, Kyle and I had talked about this before the season started. I think that he's a lot better than people give him credit for. So I think that he looked just fine in Houston his first time out. I do expect him to pitch somewhat decent here today. Toronto's just one of those teams that I don't trust. I think they had a couple easy series against Washington and Baltimore that they didn't even look particularly great in themselves. Bassett had his one good start against the Mets last year. I don't think that's going to happen again here. Not to mention the fact that start was at home. This one's going to be on the road in Citi Field. So, and sooner or later, Juan Soto and stuff is going to start get going. So yeah, I'm on the Mets here today. I don't need to add anything else.
I kind of want to bet this. I was just like talking shit, but
I know. I did bet them,
because if you think about it, you're looking. I mean, I think we all can agree, even those in the chat, even Mets haters can agree that the Mets are the better team. The Mets are at home here, and the idea that Chris Bassett is a significant step up at starting pitcher, I don't even know how true that is, to be honest. Like, what kind of production are we expecting from Bassett at this point of his career, especially on the road where historically he's been worse? Trev, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Mets. I don't hate the under here again. Wind's blowing in. I know Canning's got the highest hard hit percentage out of the pitchers here, but wind's blowing in from right. It's going to be some drizzle, some rain. I don't see much runs. You know, Bassett had a one-off year last year where he was really good on the road, but he's more of a home pitcher, obviously, like most people. But, he had a one-off year where he was really good on the road last year compared to home. And so I think he kind of regresses back to the mean here for his career. Toronto bats, dude, they never show up. Like, when you need them to, they don't show up. And then when you fade them, they just go nuts. But given the weather and the circumstances here and the numbers Canning has against this team, I like the under here. And the Mets, this is going to be like another 4-1 game, 4-2, something like that. So Mets up, under. Let's get a boring ass baseball game.
You said the wind's blowing in here?
Yes, in from right field towards third base, 9 miles an hour to 7 miles an hour. The wind dies down throughout the game, but rain's going to be throughout. 34, 48, and 36% precipitation hourly.
Yeah, I guess I don't hate that under, even though I do think the Mets could tattoo Bassett a little bit. But let's go ahead and move on to the next game. We got Reds are in Miller. We got a man unseen. Trevor lives out here in Wisconsin. If you didn't think people actually lived in this state, Exhibit A, people actually live in this shithole of a state. You know what I was watching the other day, Trevor? You ever seen the movie Draft Day?
Draft Day? Yeah, of course.
Yeah. They're always putting it on all the streaming services around this time of year because the NFL draft's coming up. And you know the part of the movie that's obviously the whole movie's bullshit. No one's trading 3 second-round picks for the whole movie's just more hilarious than anything else. But the most bullshit part of that movie is the superstar number 1 overall pick quarterback came out of Wisconsin.
I know it's just like, hold on, you guys couldn't have at least fact checked yourself and picked a better college than Wisconsin.
Yeah, they should have made the running back coming out of Wisconsin and the quarterback out of Florida State or USC or something. USC would have been perfect. Yeah, they made Bo Callahan a Badger, which is the most unbelievable.
That is a pretty Badger name, though.
The writers knew in their head that he was going to be a bust, so they probably just you know what? Let's just pick Wisconsin because it's probably a pretty good chance.
Hey, Russell Wilson, baby, Rose Bowl champion.
And nobody goes to his birthday party either. Dude.
None of the Badgers went to his birthday party. Yeah, that's
nobody
true.
likes Bo Callahan. It is what it is.
Because he's a Badger. All right, Trev, tell us about your Brewers.
Oh man, I wish Elvin Rodriguez wasn't playing.
I was going to say, please tell me you're betting the Brewers.
God,
do it. I bet the Reds.
Rodriguez,
so it is what it is.
The Reds?
Yeah.
Hey, the Reds finally scored. Let's all take a moment. Round of applause to the Reds. They finally got some runs on the board. It took all the way to the 8th to get runs here, but they finally scored. Singer on the road. I forget his numbers against Brewers here. I think it was pretty good. 17% strikeout, 14% walk rate. But other than that, they don't hit him. He gets strikeouts, walks by him, guys, or we don't hit him. I just don't like Elvin Rodriguez. Not a fan. Neither offense has really looked incredible this series. Obviously, the Reds struggle to score. The Brewers haven't put up much runs. It's nasty. I like an under. I want to see Cincinnati actually take advantage and score runs. I know they scored 2 last night late, but they don't look great. The offense does not look great. They've scored 2 runs in the last 34 innings or some shit. Prove it to me that you guys can consistently score. And the Brewers also just leave guys stranded. They can't get timely hitting to get guys in. So I'll take an under here. I'm not betting this game because I don't trust Elvin Rodriguez with your money to bet an under here. But I don't want to bet an over, and I don't want to bet a side in this game. So under or pass, and I'm passing.
Toast.
But the Brewers are the hottest team in Major League Baseball.
You're really betting Cincinnati here, Toast?
Yeah, Cincinnati on the money line plus 100. Took obviously a couple of L's back-to-back days with this team. I think 3 in a row is what it is. Don't hate what I've seen. I still think that the pitching staff has been fantastic. Sooner or later, I do think that the runs are going to come. Try not to get too worked up into it, but not only do we have a huge starting pitching advantage on however you feel about Brady Singer, he's miles better than Elvin Rodriguez. There's no question about that. And Brady Singer was fine last year. He looked really good in his first start. Excuse me. He looked really good in his first start as a Red. He faced this Brewers team last year, went 5 innings, only giving up 1 run as well. Not to mention the fact that obviously Milwaukee has a really bad starting pitcher on the mound, and their bullpen is absolutely taxed among oblivion. Trevor McGill, their closer, 3 of the last 4 days. Payamps, 3 of the last 4 days. Juan Uribe, 3 of the last 4 days coming off a suspension. Brian Hudson, back-to-back days as well. I don't know who's pitching for Milwaukee later on in the bowl game or later on in the baseball game, but it's definitely not going to be a good situation for them. So not to mention the fact Cincinnati should be with everybody that they need. Ashcraft only went 3 pitches yesterday, and he's like a converted starter, so I actually think that he's going to be fine. Maybe they sit Santillan down, but you're still going to have Pagan, Ashcraft, Rogers, and Barlow, and Sam the Mole Rat. So, again, I just think there's a lot of advantages for Cincinnati here. Again, do I love – I bet Cincinnati for points.
The Reds are the play, dude.
I bet it. I hate it.
No, I like it. The Brewers' bullpen is cooked, bro. This bullpen, they have nobody. Who the hell's pitching the late innings of this game?
Trust me, I bet them. I just
unlike you, I haven't been taking losses with the Reds, so they're not the Reds aren't on my bad side right now.
You also don't have a pregnant wife asking me what the hell you're doing.
No, I don't.
Isn't that our formula money on the Reds?
No, dude, you don't understand this bitch. She just every once in a while she just says things that just really want to make you throw the fucking TV out the window.
You bet
just
all right, I'm taking the Reds.
No, dude, it's not even funny, dude. It's
I actually don't mind the Brady Singer under outs. Actually, the Brewers can actually make pitchers work, and their offense is fine. It's just the timely hitting. They can get on base and work walks and put balls in play. It's just getting the hit when you have guys in scoring position is the issue. They worked Martinez yesterday too. I think they can do it again, but I'm not going to bet anything in this game. I'm just going to watch it. But I say that now. Come later when I'm at the bar watching March Madness, and then this comes on. I'll be like, yeah, you know what, Brewers money line, let's do it.
I'm in on the Reds.
I really want to come to Milwaukee and spend the weekend with you, Trevor, but I don't know if I'll make my flight home because if I start drinking, I haven't drank in 10 years, a long time.
I'll bring some UP weed for you. It's only 2 hours away.
Next up.
Although you probably don't want to visit our broken ass stadium. Parts still on order.
I want to see it. That's the problem.
It's a great park, Miller Park, man. And you can go get your picture with Uke up in the stands. They have a statue of Euchre just sitting up at the top row.
Seattle has that for Dave Sims or whatever. Not Dave Sims. I forget his name.
Marlins, Braves. Tried to tell you guys Braves -1.5 was the play yesterday. Plus money, not really a big deal. Easy work. Kind of
No
want
one
to
disagreed with you.
kind of want to glance over at the fish now. Smith-Shawver revenge. Oh wait. Why do they both say Smith-Shawver?
One's Cal Quantrill.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Someone else talk.
Fish first 5 or pass just on the price alone. I do think that Kyle Quantrill is a lot better than people give him credit for. Also, his last 2 starts were against the Mets and the Dodgers. But previous to that, I mean, he was pretty an average pitcher, to say the least. So, again, I'm not in love with the Braves at this price. Do I think that the Braves probably win? Yeah. But that's about it. If you're really looking for something, Matt Olson finally started to get going yesterday. He has like very, very good numbers against Cal Quantrill. 6 for 3 with a double against him. I think Ozzie Albies has decent numbers as well. So maybe target a couple Atlanta hitters if you're trying to look for that. But it'd be Miami first 5 or pass for me.
You can get the Marlins first 5 at +190.
I know, dude. Trust me.
Trev?
I hate this game. I don't trust Cal Quantrill. I'm not sure I really trust this Braves offense either. I know they put up 10 yesterday, but I want to see him do it again. They haven't been great this year. Obviously, they're like, 1-7 or some shit like that. Like they're not great, but I do agree this is probably a spot for them to crush. We got wind blowing in from right field, 10 miles an hour. So it's going to be pretty windy. It is 84 degrees up, so it'll be a nice day. It would just be Braves -1.5 or nothing. I don't trust Quantrill or that bullpen, but I don't trust the Braves either. If they win convincingly, and if they don't cover the 1.5, I think they probably lose this game outright. But I'm not touching this game with your money.
Let's move on to the next one. Athletics. Athletics are in Coors. You got you won this bet yesterday.
Yes, I did. It was a crazy game, though. Crazy game.
I didn't see any of it. I saw
it was
6
literally everything that you hate about Coors in one game.
Yeah,
we had the lead. They blew it to the Rockies. It started snowing. It went to extra innings for 3 innings, and then the A's finally won. They broke it out. Like, it was terrible.
That field sucks.
It felt good to win, but it was terrible. It was terrible.
You going back to JP Sears here? Same bet?
I kind of like the Rockies today, guys. I
don't know if I'm actually going to end up betting it, but here's my thing. You have JP Sears, who has 1 career start in Coors. So I don't really know what to expect from him. Not to mention the fact that, as we saw from yesterday, the weather like there is kind of shitty. So that's kind of advantage Colorado, regardless of how you feel about their offense and pitching staff. It's still an advantage to them. And if there's a left or right-handed pitcher on the mound, if you're betting the Rockies, you want him to be left-handed. They are significantly better. Again, they're still shit, but they are significantly better compared to left-handed pitching compared to right-handed pitching. So guys like Jacob Stallings, Togala, who else is it? Brendan Doyle, all have pretty decent numbers against left-handed pitching. A significantly better Tovar as well. So I do think there's a lot of advantages here. On top of the fact we got our boy Herman Marquez, who again
guy, bro. That's my
guy. A lot of people want to give a lot of crap for, but he's a significant. He's a very significant starter in this league that continues to pitch for a while.
He knows how to pitch in this ballpark.
Knows how to pitch in this ballpark. He's one of those crafty vets that we like to talk about. Oakland hasn't seen him in 15 years, so I don't have to worry about any history like that.
You're on the right side. I'm betting this.
So yeah, it's one of those things. I wanted to double check the bullpen situation for Colorado this morning because I didn't check it. But besides that, everything
they're probably not going to have Halverson.
Yeah, which is fine. That's the issue. But here's another thing too: is that if you flip over to the Oakland side,
just as bad.
I was going to say they're just as bad as well. So, and the fact that you have Mason Miller going back-to-back days and Leclerc blowing a save, I just think there's a lot of advantages for Colorado here today. So, if you want to jump in, I'm jumping in too. But it was definitely
I'm doing it right
good?
now. I'm
All right,
doing it right now.
All right. I'm in Colorado too. They were the last one on my list. I was hoping to get plus money for. Let's do it.
The best you can get is plus 101. I mean, if you have a Bet 105 account or you can bet at Pinnacle, you can get a much better number than that.
I'm in.
I'm taking the plus 100 on ESPN Bet. Trevor, you with us? Rockies and Coors?
Yeah, kind of like the over. Yesterday was obviously shitty weather. Always fun watching baseball in the snow, though. Always fun.
Get out of here.
It's so wonky, dude. It's so wonky. It's hilarious. I remember like Detroit, like a year or two ago, opening day was it was a freaking blizzard. It was awesome to watch. But this one, weather's going to be a little bit better. Wind is not going to be coming in at like 19 miles an hour or whatever the hell it was yesterday. And that under still got home after all of those extra innings. The under still got home. So I think JP Sears might get hit up a little bit here. And I kind of like his under out 17.5. Rockies had guys in position, a lot yesterday. They didn't do much of anything, obviously, and blew that game. But I think JP Sears, they need him to go further a distance here, but I'm not sure he can go 6 full innings in Coors Field. Like Toe said, he's got one start. He's only seen this team once or twice before, but I still think that the Rockies will be able to get to him. They had balls in play yesterday. They had guys on base, just couldn't convert that. And I think today will be a better option for them to do that. I love JP Sears, but just not up here in the elevation. He's not getting the wind. It's going to be a decent day for Colorado standards in April. So I like JP Sears under 17.5 outs. If that's how I would play this game personally.
Sears under 17.5.
Yeah, or over 9.5, one of the two. But
I'll put up that.
I don't want to freaking bet Colorado though. Are you kidding me?
I think it's a good bet.
I love it.
I mean, it's Oakland or whatever the fuck they are. Sacramento.
That's true.
They don't even have a city.
I'm the under outs. That's just how I would play this. Not over.
Oh, under outs? Oh, no,
Yeah.
You did say under. There you go. Sears under 17.5 outs. Let's go on to the next game. Mariners, Giants in San Francisco.
Shout out Giants yesterday.
Shout out Brewer. Former
Brewer. You can't even
Willie
celebrate
Adames.
that win, dude. That game looked nothing like you expected.
I can
The money line
celebrate
still
it.
got home.
I can celebrate it.
I had the under in that shit.
Dude, that was brutal. I'm really glad I decided to play the Giants money line. I know I like the under, but I was like, you know what? If the Mariners score under 3 runs, then the Giants will win anyway, and I like their offense better. So I'm glad I went that way and not the friggin' under, because that was ugly. That was disgusting. I don't know how you give up 9 runs to the friggin' Mariners, dude.
I don't know. I think we're being a little hasty declaring that the Mariners lineup is definitely going to be worse than the Giants lineup this year. They've both gone through stretches of being ice cold in the last couple of years. I mean, the Mariners were putting up runs. I'll tell you what. I mean, I'll take Bryce Miller over Robbie Ray right now. I kind of want to bet Seattle, if I'm being honest. We're pulling 83% to 8% Giants.
Are you serious?
Well, it's to 79 to 8.
I've already sent this out, but yeah, I bet Seattle twice. Seattle first 5, Seattle money line for me. This price is a freaking joke. Bryce Miller is, like Sauce just said, Bryce Miller is significantly better than Robbie Ray. Not to mention the fact that I get that Seattle's offense is bad. I will give you guys that. But at the same time, it's not like the Giants offense is like night and day better. Are they a little bit better? Yeah. But at the same time, they also have offensive numbers that looked really good, but they also played in Houston and Cincinnati their first 2 games, two ballparks that absolutely breed runs. And then they played an extra inning games against Seattle where nobody in the world thought it was going to be a 19 runs between the two teams yesterday. So for me, I feel like yesterday was kind of like a one-off as far as all those runs are concerned. I think today we probably see close to an under game. And if we see an under game...
So hold on. It's tough to make a case for an under. Both of these bullpens are crushed. Both of them.
I was going to get there. But I do think that Seattle's in a little bit better of a situation. And the only reason that I say that is because San Francisco's had to use all their guys over the last week. So yes, they had guys yesterday with days off, but prior to that, but they also, if you take a look at the bigger body of work over the last week, a lot of those guys have went 4 times. Ryan Walker 4 times this week, Duvall 4 times this week, Rogers 4 times this week, Eric Miller 3 times this week, Andy Trevino only once this week, but he went 30 pitches yesterday. Bevins went 30 pitches yesterday. And then if you flip it over to the Seattle side, it's a completely different situation. Yes, everybody worked yesterday, but prior to that, there was only a couple guys with multiple days in the prior week, excuse me. So again, I just feel like there's a huge advantage pitching wise for Seattle to start the game and to end the game. Call the bats a wash, but I'm getting a Seattle team at plus 105, or sorry, plus 115 and plus 110, whatever it is. Yeah. So like I said, I bet first 5 and full game with Seattle. Probably one of my favorite bets of the day.
Trev, what about you?
Sidewise, yeah, I like Seattle. It would be Seattle, which is disgusting. But you know, after yesterday, I know bullpens are cooked, they're taxed, all that stuff. But I think Robbie Ray's going to need to go due to that fact. So I like Robbie Ray's over outs, and I like the under. I think we see a regression, not only from Seattle's offense, but from San Francisco's. Not to mention it's at night. In San Fran, I know the wind's blowing out 7 miles an hour, not a big deal. But it's San Fran at night. It's similar to like Seattle. Just I like the unders in these spots here.
There's no bullpens, Trevor. There's no bullpen.
I'm aware, but Bryce Miller and Robbie Ray, I don't hate both. I know Robbie Ray gave up 3 to Cincinnati his last outing, but that wasn't terrible. He went 5 1/3 innings. You know, three earned, 1 walk. He was pretty solid. And Seattle's offense is not a 9-run offense. They had a one-off game, was during the day with the wind blowing out. Now we're gonna get it at night on the Bay here. I think Robbie has a good game. I think Bryce Miller has a really good game too. I like the under. This feels like a 3-2 type of game, and we'll go 3-2 Seattle. Everybody goes home happy in this one.
I mean, it's tough to argue with an under these two teams in this ballpark. I get it. I don't know who is pitching the late innings of this game for San Francisco. You're going to see a significant chunk of like 2 or 3 full innings from Birdsong here. And you're going to have to see probably, I guess you're going to see Eric Miller on back-to-back nights, but the Mariners are going to have to pitch some guys on back-to-back nights too. You're probably not going to see Duvall. I doubt you see Ryan Walker. I mean, dude, the Giants bullpen is whatever.
And to that point, if you want to do that, Robbie Ray's outs. I mean, it's 16.5, I believe. 16.5 minus 125. Get at least 6 innings out of him. He went 5 1/3 through 78 pitches. His first inning. I know he's getting older. They're not trying to send him out there and throw.
He might not have a choice.
Pitches, but yeah, exactly. So at night, Seattle's offense not great. I think they regress. I don't hate Robbie Ray's over 16.5 outs. I think they need him to get 6 innings at least. Yeah,
I wouldn't be opposed to a Robbie Ray over bet, whether it's outs, even if it's hits, because I know how do you take over Seattle hits? Well, if they're going to force him to pitch 6 innings, he could pitch well and still give up a few hits just from longevity. Last
his
MLB
mine's 3.5, by the way, minus 150.
Dude. So if we're expecting to pitch 6 innings, anyway, Cleveland on the road in LA to play the Angels. This is the last MLB game on the board. Then we'll go through the 2 final 4 games.
Angels.
Kakadowitz toast. The goat has arrived.
You betting him?
The goat has arrived. I don't know. I think that the Cleveland offense is kind of starting to figure things out a little bit. And with Jose Ramirez hitting 3 home runs last night, really not a spot that I kind of want to step in front of. But not to mention, we don't have a lot of looks with Jack at home. He only faced the White Sox last year, and Rangers looked good against the White Sox. 7 innings against the Rangers, but still 3 runs. So I don't know what to expect out of Bybee. Not to mention, we know that he pitches pretty damn well on the road. So you can put up Angels first 5 for me. Didn't bet it. I wish I could, but just a little bit of afraid that the Cleveland offense is going to start to kick into gear a little bit, and I don't really want to deal with it.
I'm kind of with you in a sense that I don't really like this game either. In fact, I'd be hesitant to even go Angels first 5, to be honest.
That's why I said
I honestly might even like Cleveland a little bit. Trev, what do you think?
I like the over in this game. I know Bibby's been good, but that Cleveland offense looked pretty damn good yesterday. Angels had some they put up 4 and they still had a lot of opportunities to score more runs. They just shit the bed. I.e. that was that 6th inning or something when they had bases loaded and they got nothing out of it. So wind's blown out. It's going to be 75 degrees, blown out to right field at 8 miles an hour at first pitch. I know Bibby's better on the road. He's solid, but Kakanowitz, I want to see him actually deal. And this Cleveland offense, they're solid. Like, they don't strike out. They put bat to ball. They make you earn outs. So I like the over. I think we're going to see a game kind of similar to last night, like 8-6, 6-5, something like that. So I'm going to play the over here to end the night.
Someone sent in a super chat, how do you go about examining bullpens? It's kind of a loaded question. Well, the first thing to look at would be who's available, and you could just look at any bullpen usage chart. We use, the one I look at is Fangraphs, but there's 3 or 4 different sites that provide that. So just type in bullpen usage in Google, and you'll find it. There's like a bunch of websites give you that. Also, if you want to have a spreadsheet with all the arms and their particular strengths, the way I would do it is take out who's not available, because this bullpen might be very good against lefties, but then you take these 2 arms out of it, then all of a sudden they kind of suck against lefties. So knowing who's available, and it makes a big difference. If you take the best bullpen in Major League Baseball, you take out the closer and then one of their key arms, they become one of the worst bullpens in Major League Baseball. It's a big part of the game that doesn't get talked about enough.
Or vice versa. Or if you have those 2 guys that are down that are both left-handed pitchers, and that's the strength or that's what you want as far as against a certain lineup, that's something you have to take into consideration too. And the other big thing for me is the patterns. Pay attention to the patterns, because usually there's a patterning how they use guys, whether it's 2 of the last 3, 2 out of the last 4. They don't use certain guys back-to-back guys. So you can pay attention and figure out patterns to give you a really good idea as well. So.
Yeah, and I like to look at who a lot of bullpens will have like 1, maybe 2 legitimate, reliable lefty arms that they use. And if their main lefty isn't available, their flexibility later in the innings is limited. So I like to pay attention to the lefty bullpen arms, because not a lot of teams have like 3 lefties they trust out of the bullpen. In fact, in most cases, they have 1 guy. Maybe they have 1 lefty, and if that guy's not available, or if you're watching the game and that guy pitched the 7th, and there's a bunch of good righties coming up in the 8th and the 9th, and they don't have a good or a bunch of good lefties coming up in the 8th and 9th, and they don't have a reliable lefty arm to put out there, like live bet opportunities, stuff like that. Why don't we talk Final Four?
Let's do it.
Trev, I'm not going to lie, I didn't bet yet. I kind of want to renege on my Florida pick. And I feel like I'm turning my back on Walter Clayton, who I would love to be a New York Knick. It feels like I'm betraying a family member. But I think Auburn's going to win. But go ahead, Trev.
Yeah, it is kind of weird the line hasn't moved, and Florida hasn't covered this tournament. So I get it. Like I said prior, I'm going to play Florida money line. I don't want to dick around with these points. I think it's going to be tight. And the fact that this line hasn't moved is kind of scary. I think this is a last possession game. Both these teams have already played together. Todd Golden from the Bruce Pearl coaching staff formerly, so they both know each other. I think it's going to be a great matchup, a nice chess match here between both of them. But guard play, both are elite, but Florida has Walter Clayton. Like, the dude is mad clutch. Like, that's all. Like that Texas Tech game where he was in the paint, and he walks out and takes a 1 foot step back fadeaway from 3 and just cashes it. Like, that's just what he does. He's filthy. Don't want to fade him. Jedi Broom, he was banged up last game, came back, was rebounding with 1 arm, and he's gotten the week off basically to recover. I'm sure he's practiced a little bit, but Bruce Pearl was talking about just giving him time to recover. So I think Florida's got the size to bang with them. I know Broom has kind of woken up here. This whole Auburn team has, but Florida's a whole different animal. I get it; they're both really good, but I'm gonna trust the guard play with Martin, Richards, and Clayton here and Condon down low over Auburn. I think a lot of people are going to be on Florida today. It is what it is. I think Florida's going to be the favorite that gets home tonight, and then yeah, Duke's going to be the one that shits the bed. So Florida money line -150 for me. Just one play in this one. Nothing else I really love too much. Maybe Clayton points just because the ball's going to be in his hands late in the game.
It's just how many times could he make these shots at the end before he finally misses?
All year.
Toast. Toast was not available for the Final Four video that me, you, and Scoop did, so we don't even know what Toast is going to say here.
Welcome to the jungle. That's what I have to say. I'm kind of in a position where I'm kind of happy because I have Auburn and Florida at the beginning of the year to win the title. So I'm kind of just sitting pretty here. The only thing that honestly concerns me is Trevor talked about is the guard play, and Auburn has a freshman guard. And I think that that's the question is how Pettiford plays here today. If he can play fine and he doesn't get eaten up by Martin and stuff like that, I think that Auburn can easily win this basketball game. So I do kind of agree. I love watching Walter Clayton. I think that what he's done in this tournament has been fantastic, but there's been a lot of hero ball. And if he can do hero ball against Auburn, I'll take my loss. But I don't really see that happening. So I'll be betting Auburn, but really, really, really small.
I'm between me and the people watching, I think I'm going to bet Auburn money line, but I won't do it and switch my pick from what I said. When we recorded that was on Thursday afternoon when we recorded that, and I hadn't looked or even thought about it. I just hit record and let them talk, and so I just kind of made picks yeah, Florida sounds good. I kind of want to bet Auburn now, but I don't want to put Auburn up and have people I watched and he switched his pick, so I'll put Florida up so the people that fast forward and just look at picks don't have an aneurysm in the comments. I'll put Florida up, but if you're in the group, I'll be posting an Auburn money line. That's what I'm actually going to bet.
And to Toast's point, there has been a lot of hero ball, but if they take Walter Clayton out, you still have Elijah Martin and Will Richards that can handle the ball and go off. They've both done it this year multiple times. So, yeah, it's more just it's March, April now. Late in the season, I'm going to trust the guard play more than anything because they're going to be the ones with the ball in their hands. So, I will take them over. Pettiford's good, but he like you said, he's a freshman. He's bound to make a mistake or two here.
All right, and I am not changing on this one. I like my pick here. Houston's to play. The idea that all of a sudden Houston's going to lose by 6 or more. Dude, they haven't lost. This is so crazy. We were just talking about this one when we recorded Thursday. So Houston, they've lost 4 games this year. 3 of them went to overtime. They haven't lost by more than 5 once this entire season. They've played a far more difficult schedule than Duke. They played in the Big 12 versus the ACC. Look, Duke probably top to bottom is the best team in the country. I don't care. This defense is too good to win by 6 or more. Just too good. Look, Duke's the better team. Will they win? Sure. But this defense is too good, and the refs just let Houston beat the shit out of their opponents. So maybe if they're going to give Duke the whistle, but you got to go Houston here, and I think Trevor's with me on this.
Yeah. To your point, if the refs aren't letting Houston play Houston ball, they play like hockey defense. They're physical. They get up in your shit. If the refs are, which is totally possible, it's Duke. They've had the whistle all tournament. Where if they're calling this, they're not letting Houston play. It's gonna be tough for them. But yeah, I'm with you. Houston 5.5. Houston money line. This is grown men versus a bunch of freshmen. And you get Kelvin Sampson with an entire week to prepare. I don't know how you lay 5.5 with Duke. Other than it's Duke, they've looked so good. They've been dominating. Yeah, they've dominated a shit conference. And then in the tournament, they played some decent teams, but not elite teams. This Houston team is. This defense they're going to show them is going to be a shock to their system. They haven't seen anything like this. I know Duke beat Auburn earlier this year, but that was 4th game of the year, some shit like that, and that was in Cameron Indoor.
It was December 4th. That was still college football season. I wasn't even paying attention yet.
I watched it. It was a great game, but I don't think Duke's going to have that success. A neutral, obviously, they'll have fans. It's Duke. They've got meat riders everywhere to follow them. But
where is this game, Trevor?
This is San Antonio. So, and then to that point, it's a home game for Houston.
I don't know about that. Duke's they're like the Yankees, bro.
It's in San Antonio. People are going to be rooting for
No,
Houston.
I get the location of it, but it's
Duke
Duke.
meat riders. There will be Duke meat riders.
I bet you the crowd split, bro.
I think it's going to be more.
Well, I mean, I don't know how it works in college, but in San Antonio, Spurs fans don't like Rockets fans. Do San Antonio people root for Houston?
I would imagine so, and Houston fans will travel. I know. I mean, like it's in San Antonio.
Where's the closest college to San Antonio? What is A&M out there? Where's the closest college?
The Roadrunners of the University of Texas San Antonio.
Well, obviously, I think the University of Texas San Antonio is in San Antonio. I meant like maybe a big power school.
Oh, a big power school. I think Houston's probably closest. Maybe Texas. I'm not sure what the geographical.
If someone in the comments is from Texas, can you let me know? Is there any? Would people from San Antonio be rooting for Houston? I don't know the geography of it. If anyone's in that area, would people from San Antonio be rooting for Houston? I don't think it matters. I think Duke fans are everywhere, and the crowd will be split. Toast, what do you think?
Well, I am on Cooper Flag under points also.
Oh yes, I know you like Cooper Flag under points. It was actually on what we recorded Thursday. His favorite pick of the day was Cooper Flag under points. That was his favorite of the day.
Yep. He's gonna have Samson's gonna have it figured out for stop him. They have to. They know they can't let him go bonkers and do what he needs to do. He's gonna see double teams and shit. I think if you want to play Flag, maybe as assists or something. I don't hate that. He's gonna have to get the ball out. If they're doubling him, there's gonna be somebody open, but. Kelvin Sampson knows how to stop this team. Cooper Flag's the engine that drives this car of Duke. So, I think he's going to have to pass it out. He's not going to have a lot of success scoring, and not to mention Houston's all up in your shit at all times. So, good luck scoring. And I know everyone's going to hate on me for fading Flag, but come the end of the game when he's got 13 points, I will be expecting some apologies.
Yeah, there's some people kind of confirming what I'm thinking. Someone said, no, San Antonio does not root for Houston. Someone else says San Antonio hates Houston. So that's what I'm saying. I think the crowd's going to be split. Toast?
Duke. No question for me. Duke minus 1.5. You can put up Flag over 20.5 points. You can alt line it for me as far as I'm concerned. Whatever. I don't know what I'm missing here. Has Houston been really good? Yeah. But the one thing that bothers me more than anything in the world is that we all talk about this Houston defense and how good they are and there's pressure and all this shit. They haven't seen a team the height as Duke in weeks. I mean, Tennessee's tiny, Purdue's tiny, Gonzaga's tiny, SIUE's tiny, Arizona's not that. I mean, Arizona and BYU is all right, but I mean, they haven't faced a team like this in a long time. So, sure, maybe that defense gets up in their face and does it, but I mean, it's still Duke. They have some of the best ball movement in America and some of the best shooters in America. So, not to mention, I'm going to have the whistle on my side. So, yeah, Duke minus 5.5, not even a question for me.
Someone else said San Antonio people root for Texas A&M.
Yeah, but none of these teams are in. Like, if you
but
don't
I'm
like
saying
Duke,
like
they're going to be
I'm
rooting
saying
against
like
them.
they won't be rooting for Houston. Like, dude, I can assure you, if Villanova's in the national championship, I'm not rooting for Villanova because they're fuck Villanova, like fuck Philly, just because they're close by.
Yep, I feel you. That's how I am with Washington.
Yeah, like just because they're close doesn't mean I'm gonna like. I hate everything about that city. I am rooting against Villanova. I don't care if they're 40 minutes away. So
I don't know. I think Duke's the type of team where you love them or you hate them, and I think teams or people put their bias aside and root against Duke. When you're at this building, so
they're also the type of team. They're also the type of team that people will wear their jersey and not know a single person on the team just to say that they're a Duke.
Yep, 100%. They're the Yankees, bro. They're the Yankees. All right, everyone. So, I am. My agenda for today and tomorrow is this MLB spreadsheets will be up and running. Now, there's probably not enough data for us to really use them, but at least we'll have them, and they'll be updating every day. Also, the league, I added first 5 team totals. So the problem we were having was those markets are not always available, especially the night before. But I have it set to auto-calculate the price. So it takes the total of the game and the team's first 5 money line, first 5 total, and it calculates a team total. So we're setting our own price on those team totals for the betting league, which will be back Monday, the MLB betting league. Everyone, enjoy your weekend. I'll be here working all day today. If you need me, hit me up in the Discord. Let's have ourselves a great one. Bet responsibly. See you all. I don't know if we'll do a midnight show tonight, but if not, we'll see you all in the morning tomorrow, same time.
Later. Have a good night, guys.
Later.